Hello everyone, welcome back to ESL TV for the ESL 1 Battlefield 2014 group stages. We're into the decider group finally. I'm ExAequo, joined by Pansy. How are you doing?
Pretty good. I've had my ego boosted by being completely correct about the map pool coming up. It's disgusting how arrogant I feel right now. But no, it's going to be a great game coming up. And
well, why don't you explain to us what you mean? Because you mentioned something before we went off air, obviously, in that little bit of a break. Something about the maps in particular, and you have... what am I trying to say? The damn crystal ball, it's working.
Whoa, no. Jason's getting a little bit upset here.
I hate when I forget words.
Words are hard. But yeah, basically to explain what we said, and we were kind of discussing it at the end of, before we kind of went to the break there, that if anyone was watching that and you saw how InFamouS played on Dawnbreaker, you might think, okay, well actually that was one of their weaker maps. Maybe we should pick that one up. And actually that's exactly what's happened. ExAequo have picked Dawnbreaker, and InFamouS played very well on Locker, and they picked that map up this time around to start with. So it's kind of gone full circle in this kind of aspect where teams are clearly watching each other, seeing their weak points, and then trying to exploit it. So I'm very much looking forward to this. Hopefully it wasn't a little bit of a cheeky bait from InFamouS, you know, like, yeah, we're really weak on Dawn, but actually we're going to come out and beat you this time around. Yeah, but, you know, so far it's kind of come to the point where we're going to find out if they actually are very good on Locker, or it was ExAequo being a little bit weaker.
Well, before we actually get into the game here, let's actually pull up the brackets real quick for you guys at home, just so you have an idea of what's exactly happening. It's a little bit different than the groups we've been doing, obviously. As you see, ExAequo dropping down into the lower half of the bracket. So now ExAequo and InFamouS will play a best of 3, obviously. Loser of that will play against ExAequo. Winner of that goes to play against the winner of this match here, just like pretty much in the other groups. And that will be a best of 5 with the team from the winner's side of the bracket getting a 1 map advantage. So it's a little bit tricky, a little bit more games we played today, but obviously just trying to find out which is the better team. And then, of course, we have coming up, I don't think we're doing a show for it, if I'm not mistaken, but on Monday, there's actually the final spot being determined with the Go For series.
Yeah, I can imagine Brett, Dogbert, even Chapman, any of those guys will be covering it. We'll make sure we link that out to you, which will be deciding that final spot, as you said, who will be joining us. But we still need to find out today from the deciding group who will be joining us. We are ready to go into games, so let's dive into that one so you guys can see the action. We are live into Locker, and on the Russian side, it will be InFamouS, the team who looked damn strong earlier on against ExAequo, the Polish giants. And already, we are seeing the mid-exchange going through. One man still stands. It's Kremer again. Finally gets taken down by a grenade from Seo, but straight away, Tony is there to save the day, get the revive, and maybe look to see where they left off, as right now, B is being heavily contested by both teams.
Look at that. We're seeing the respawns come in for the side of ExAequo, though, trying to hold on to that. They will maintain it here. So while we have maybe a little bit of a lull in the action, let's go for last for both teams, just so you get an idea of who is playing here. On the ExAequo side, we have Terror, Blade, Zordon, Seo, and Provo. And why don't you walk us through InFamouS?
Well, it's Heist, Zuzu, Kremer, Grim, and Tony. And right now, we are seeing ExAequo just about holding on by the skin of their teeth towards B. But here comes InFamouS again with a second assault. And it's looking pretty dangerous. Terror desperately trying to hold on to this. B is the side that ExAequo want. They've got C. And, well, retrospectively, InFamouS have A as well. So both teams going back and forth here. And finally, Kremer going on the longer walk around. Maybe looking for the later kind of hold here rather than the initial challenge. But he's struggling with those nades coming through. The back spawn is not going to help out. But finally, Heist does pick up a kill there. He might be able to get a revive if he fancies it. And look towards picking up that B side. But still, one man stands in their way. It will be Seo. The rest of his team have been taken down by Provo. And it's not looking too good for ExAequo from the start.
It seems like it's taken a little bit of extra time for InFamouS to get, you know, where they were against ExAequo. But they seem to have finally gotten there now. And we'll see how long they can actually maintain this here. They hold B, they hold A, and we're seeing Seo trying to work around, maybe get in towards this B flag here as he's going to spot one man off to his left, or will he? Actually will spot him out, will pick up the kill, I believe. And that might have opened up, and in fact, sure has opened up that B flag here. But now InFamouS, they haven't been challenged like this, obviously, on Locker in the game we saw earlier on. So now they have to decide, you know, what do we do now? What do we need to fix here? And, well, they need to fix something quick.
Yeah, and they're committing 2 players towards that outside C side. One man is holding on here, and I believe that will be Probo, running with a FAMAS actually at fairly long range, but I'm not sure if he knows about this challenge right ahead of him. Oh, he will now. Those nades coming through. Not gonna help out, but he does stay just about alive, so this could be interesting. He's holding on. My God, Probo, now with 2 more players coming in towards him. Fire comes through, he picks up another, he finally goes down. But what a brilliant individual play coming out, and there comes the backup of Blade coming around the side, and that will be maintained in their hands. And what a commitment from InFamouS out here, and it's not helped them at all. And actually, ExAequo really challenging these guys, and InFamouS not looking as strong here, reflected in those tickets, 130 to 113.
One thing they might have forgotten, though, coming into this map, or at least the veto, ExAequo had time to watch their game. they had time to sit there and be like, oh, okay, well, this is what they do here, and this is how we counter that. And right now, ExAequo, well, they're doing just that. They're looking pretty damn strong here. And just as I mentioned that, looks like B will be capped over here in just a few seconds. But Probo getting some respawns on top of him, looking for a little bit of action, looking for maybe a kill or two here. And he hasn't spotted anyone out just yet, but there will have a man above him, and he will get taken down here. So B going to be neutralized, but with all the respawns coming in from both sides here, it really hasn't been decided who's going to cap that one over. However, A, that's a different story. That's going to go InFamouS' way.
Yeah, Tony just about staying alive, kind of fighting off against Sayo, has maintained it, and InFamouS will finally walk out with a 2-1 on the AB flags, and they will be quite literally leaving ExAequo out to the cold. So let's see if they can maintain this. That's the important factor here. Grim is in a good spot to do so. He just needs to play with Smiley. Those nades will be coming through pretty damn heavily, so he's going to peek up quite carefully, but oh, there we go. Those nades did in the end take him down. 3 players now pushing forward, straight in towards B, flooding into this one, and looking for the challenge straight up. So Sayo does find one, but he's being fired upon from every angle. Heist takes him down, and this is a real brawl for this site. Zuzu just in the wings, trying to do what he can, but I think he's going to try and fall back to the more important site and leave the rest of his squad to do the damage. Terror, though, does find another. Oh, perfect work from Curry, but he can't get the kill in the end towards Probo. The revive's coming through, and the kills between these two guys in the first couple of minutes has been incredible.
Did anyone tell these two teams we're not playing deathmatch right now? That we're supposed to be playing domination? Because it seems like they haven't been notified of that. They are just picking up constant kills. They're constantly fighting over towards this B flag. It's just constant. Everyone respawn in, everyone fight, everyone keep going here. And it doesn't seem like there's a lot of strategy really being implemented from both these teams. Where Paseo getting a little bit of a back spawn right there, has picked up a kill. However, they lost down in C here, so InFamouS going to maintain that 2-1 hold. And right now, they're down about 5 tickets, but that is not that huge of a stretch here.
No, and Zuzu doing that has made it even harder. He's just about got away by the skin of his teeth. There is a player, well, there was a player just in front of him. His teammates dealing with that has allowed him to fall back into the ranks and claim this 2-1. And they needed that, considering there's a big ticket lead over to ExAequo. They had to win out on this. Now they've got a nice little setup through mid here. This is a good position for these guys.
This is exactly good against Isuba as well. If there's 2 men on the outside holding on to the push from that A flag, or sorry, yeah, from the A middle and from B flag at the same time here. So this is ExAequo instead going to go for push straight onto A here. 1 man back towards the backside of jail will pick up the kill, and they will start that push for a little bit longer. Zuzu, he's gonna be the man to do that one. And ExAequo now, waiting for those respawns to come in before they go for that next push here.
Yeah, and they're actually in a good spot. They are right in between them, though. It's going to be hard to break through. They've pushed the players up, but they can't get in towards the site. And the tickets are just taking, their time to get away from them. Maybe trying to, reinforce out towards C by holding mid, but they've taken down Probo, so they can't quite do that. So Blade's initial plan may be slightly thwarted, as he does manage to find Heist there, but still, they're finding a little bit of a tough battle to get out of B. We know InFamouS like to get into the faces of their opponents, but they have been taken down quite nicely. Only Zuzu left standing for these guys. And, well, 2 sides still in their hands. It's impressive they managed to hold on here, but A will be challenged out. He's got 2 players to come off against. He's taken down 1, but will he expect the second? Heist now comes into support, but that split down the side is going to be in real dire straits, as Blade is not stopping anytime soon. He's forced them off this side. Those nades are doing the job. And now he can sit down, maybe get a med pack down. He desperately needs it, and try and recoup some of that HP, because A is not over just yet.
They have sent a lot of men here, and they just went straight for the power play, just going straight at it. They don't even care. I mean, they didn't bother going for C at the time, and they do have it obviously now. They do swap the hold from the side of InFamouS over to them, as CNA going to be locked down. It looks like now we have 2 men on the side of ExAequo holding on to the outside push. This is a play exactly out of InFamouS' book, because this is exactly what they did to them just not even a minute ago. And right now, InFamouS, they should know how to break this, and they're doing the same thing that ExAequo is trying to do to break their strategy. Push straight into A here, try to cap that one over, maybe push on to C at the same time here. It's going to be a 1v1, even a 1v2 out there. As you can see, the nade speed rained in on Blade. He will be taken down, but they're still holding on to the flag here. They get to the revive. Now Zuzu will pick up 1, but he can't get that second one.
Yeah, it is literally a power struggle. They keep getting that same setup almost as each other. They want that AC hold, and they get that mid support, they get that mid control, and it is literally going back and forth between these two. At the moment, everything's up for grabs. We have ExAequo out towards B. They're picking this one up, but immediately InFamouS are willing to challenge on this and try and slow that one down, as they're trying to cap over on towards A. And actually, they could get a triple cap if they can put the pressure enough towards this site. And right now, the reinforcements are trying to arrive, but nothing really working out. 2 players going down back to back has allowed a little bit of maybe movement from ExAequo if they want to push through towards mid here, but taking their sweet time about it. Probo finally comes through, and they are going to make their way through here as a squad, as a group, and try and maybe challenge this A side. They're ignoring C for now, but it's a matter of time before someone splits out there. And actually, we're seeing this 3-man squad break through possibly towards A.
They're definitely trying right now, but they're being pushed from all different directions here. Killed left and right. You're going to see Zuzu pick up a kill as well as Tony right there, and they will shut them down for quite a while. But Seems like InFamous has adapted to the strategy. They've actually left only one man on C, where they previously had two. And we're going to see Zora try to push in here, as we do see on the backside. Them push as well. So this two-man squad of trying to, obviously pincer move on that A flag is just not working for them. So now InFamous can go to push up a little bit here, as you can see. Gets up a little bit more comfortable. And ExAequo now, well, 36 seconds to go. They need to make something happen soon.
Yeah, look at that position from Grim. He knew where they were going to come to, but they're now slightly light on towards A. There's only 2 players defending it, but the tickets beside ExAequo are getting low. They have only 3 players standing right now, but Kremmer going down has left Tony fairly vulnerable here. The support coming in from the side from Zuzu has maybe alleviated some of that, and they've maintained this 2-1 for an extended period. They slightly played a little bit better through mid, and Zuzu's right around the back here. He could get some big kills. Comes in with the assist, gets a nice little avenging kill there towards his opponents, and will get a good couple of revives to boot as well. And this could be a triple cap, and leaves once again ExAequo out to the cold. And immediately here's that setup. We saw it kind of been switched over last time by the nades that came through, but only one man here this time. Won't be able to do so much damage. Nades are kind of coming out anyway, but still, this could be game pretty much in the pockets of InFamous very quickly.
Yeah, not the biggest leads they had against Isuba with 113.
No, definitely not.
But it's a lead nonetheless, and it's still a pretty damn good one. 58-7 tickets now, and A will be capped over here in just a few seconds, it seems, as they do pick up the men inside of that room. But InFamous immediately head out towards C. There's only one man to defend against it. Zordon is going to be that one man there, and well, he will get a couple of respawns in, but it won't matter. He won't survive, and he will be taken down. That will be C capped over, and that should be now the end of this first half.
Yeah, it should be. Blade's desperately trying to do something here. They're going to fight for every single ticket they can get, but it's still surely going to be a lead for InFamous one way or another. And with kills coming in like that, it's kind of fairly assured. And above 50 is fairly respectable. It's very good for InFamous, considering this originally was probably not their choice of map. They've stepped up once again and taken the lead on the half. An additional 54 tickets or a minus against the opponents, if you want to look at it that way. But strong nevertheless. And I want to see these kills because there was a couple of players going very big. And Zuzu and Grim being 2 of them. 24-9 for Zuzu. Grim 20-12. Big performances from those.
I think it's what Zuzu did extremely well in that one is not only the kills, like he said before, 24-9, but he also got a lot of kills and then a lot of revives after.
Yes, it was very impressive, and it was very scrappy, as you mentioned at the start. It was a bit of a death match between these two.
Yeah.
It was a constant back and forward, not sure who was going to kind of a little bit better than the other. So it was a little bit kind of curious to see who was going to maybe walk away with that, and I think we see it reflected in the kills there. It was InFamous in the end, getting those revives in very importantly. And it was a constant power battle or a kind of struggle to get that setup they wanted. And both teams kind of wanted the same thing there. And obviously the kills going to InFamous gave them the edge in the end. But it was actually quite impressive to watch you go down. And actually, I think someone just said it then, 10 players using the FamouS. The FamouS is really quite useful in this map. Very similar to the AEK. The only downside is obviously with those bullets coming out so quickly, you're going to be reloading a hell of a lot. It's got quite a slow reload compared to some of the other weapons. And, the hip fire is great, but any distance, you're going to be screwed pretty much. So you want to be making sure you're willing to get those shots. Playing for the close range exchanges, InFamous definitely doing that. So ExAequo, they've got enough tickets to work with still. They're not completely out of this one, but they really need to focus up again and kind of work out what worked, what didn't, where they struggled, what they can change in the time, because we're just about ready to get back underway.
And one thing that was really weird is, I think you pointed out a little bit there as well, it's like a power struggle. And one thing we saw was, the team that held A and C would play a little bit defensive until the offensive...
All FamouS's. Yeah.
Until the aggressive team would push up. And from that, they would get pushed back, a little bit dug down inside the flag. They would hold on to that push, and if they stopped that one, they would actually push out towards middle a little bit more, get on their side of the map, and be the aggressors. It was kind of, tug of war between these two teams here. And you noticed something here, Benson. What do you notice? What do you got?
They're not live, but I don't think anyway.
They were live.
I don't think
this
they
one
are.
had a black screen, so.
Yeah, the thing I wanted to kind of point out is the differences in the FamouS's, because we are seeing the same ones coming through, but we're seeing an angle grip with a couple with the muzzle brake and a couple with the stubby grip. Now, I want to see if, to my knowledge, the angle grip gives you a little bit of a better advantage, maybe with some slight range shots, because the first 2 shots will generally hit near on the same target when they previously did at least. So I'm curious to see if the guys running with the angle grips actually go towards the outside C challenge, or maybe the long range down the right side, or if the closer range go towards the closer range battles. I'm interested to see if it's just personal preference, or they're playing to the actual attachment bonuses and minuses. So looking forward to seeing that one. We're obviously going to get back into the game in just a second. And the way you can look at it right now is if ExAequo, I think they need to restart twice. I might be mistaken, but I think they do.
I think you're right.
Yeah, yep. One more. I'm interested to see if that's how they've adapted a little bit here during, obviously, the removal of certain weapons. So I'm curious to see if they go with that. I think they might. I'm going to have to just check at the start who's running with what and try and be specific to the players, because obviously once you work out who plays where, once you get these kills, you can work off the back of that. Now, whether or not they can kind of work that one out, I'm interested to see. And it will be InFamouS starting on the US side. The Russian side will be ExAequo. And let me just find one of these players. So the angle grip will be with Grim, for example. Tony's got the stubby grip. Let's see if... okay, so let's stick with Kremer. Now, to my knowledge...
themselves, we can see.
God damn it. To my understanding, if Kremer, for example, plays maybe down here, that would make sense. You go for those long-range shots off the stairs, maybe trying to get that crossfire taken away. Or if he goes out towards C and tries to make the challenge down this side. I'm going to stick on board with him, see if that's why they're running with it. Or even, to be fair, like across from these stairs up and through. But we'll see if it's reflected in the gameplay, because we're just about ready to go live.
All right, so he's going to kick this one off here, InFamouS, like you said before, on the US side. And over on the Russian side, we will have ExAequo on. Right now, ExAequo fighting up a hill currently, as we're going to have InFamouS, you know, cap over on B, send 2 men out towards that C flag here. And looks like Kremer going to be looking for that
2 with
long
the
range
angle
fight.
grip, with the ACWR as well. So it's almost like I know what I'm talking about on occasion, but I'm not sure if it comes into effect, because they do have Blade against them with an ergo grip and an Ace-23. So I'm not sure if it's the best weapon to be having in this situation. And this is the change-up, because now B and C goes straight over towards that US side, which is InFamouS, and that's not what ExAequo needed.
Yeah, it's definitely a bad start for them. But I think things are going to change around quite a bit, as we saw in that first half. And well, right now, ExAequo, they need to find, you know, a chink in the armor. They need to find that crack in the wall that is the defense of InFamouS, you know, to finally be able to penetrate that and open things up. But right now, they're being shut down left and right here. As you can see, Zuzu even being a little bit aggressive here, pushing up over towards that B flag, just to defend against it. And now Tony pushing straight into A flag here, going for the tri-cap. He's gotten the kills, and he forced a back spawn on top of him over at that B flag.
And they've dealt with it as well. That's even worse. Kremer knew that this might happen, so he tried to get back in a better spot earlier on, but he's going to have to leave it to Grim here to get those nades out and try and get the fire through, because they are out of position, but they still have the triple cap, so they're going to have to be, because those random respawns will be coming in.
They didn't do any random respawns. That's the weird thing. ExAequo all spawned on top of that same man. They're trying to push out from this one certain spot, and looks like they will be able to get a couple of kills out on towards C, but the reviv's coming in. They're looking to hold on to it. And if they can pick up this kill or two right here, they have done a fantastic job to get a giant lead here in this second half, and the kills will come in. The revives, unfortunately, will not anymore after that, but still, that is a ballsy play by ExAequo to go for that. Everyone spawn on top of a certain person. Let's push somewhere.
Yeah, it's ballsy, and it's not really paid off yet. Unless Probo maybe can turn this by himself. He's trying it. He's got the right weapon to do so, but he's going to be taken down in the end. And it's going to go back to triple cap. Now, they don't have anyone over at A, but you can see the immediate move from Heist coming out. He's going to be just forced into this. Maybe I'd say watch the push rather than go for the challenge. And I think he's going to be doing that, falling back a little bit, because he can't really challenge one-on-one with those FamouSes, with those stubby grips. He'll just be taken down. That, you know, literally the fire rate is incredible when you play with that. So he's going to watch the push, try and keep the advantage, and lock this one down. If they can maintain a BC hold like this, if he can land the shot, it would have been beautiful. But he's also left C now slightly vulnerable here. Only Kremer will be left on towards his side. I can imagine the respawn will come in towards him, as you can see these players coming through right now. One player pushing down towards the side itself. It's going to make this a little bit hard work for him, but he does go down. And actually, this could be a turning point here, because maybe InFamouS took it a little bit too lightly then.
They very well could have. And one thing I will say, though, about the tri-cap that they did pull off, they got a huge lead. I mean, right now, 82
massive.
tickets to 54 threshold. Like, they are almost there securing this this first win here, or at least the first map win in this best of 3. But either way, they got a little bit careless, but they seem to have turned things around. They got a full wipe on A, and they're going to get the A-B hold now. And, well, ExAequo, they're not looking too strong. They really are not.
And look how quick this rotate is. Straight away, Kremer comes through, switching up the weapon, now with the AK angle grip. A little bit different there, but he's in a good position to hold this one back. Nades coming out, keeping these guys at arm's length. And as soon as they get a setup that they like, they get so quickly back to these positions where they can defend it. But those nades, man, those nades hurt. And straight
physics.
away, okay, they're going a little bit light on B. Let's make sure we resupport up on A. And that's what they've done. Tony comes back, ready to deal with the likes of Terra and 2 other players making their push.
Well, we're coming back pretty much on the final push here. And they actually have opened up A here, but they're being taken out yet again. It's a 1-on-2 at that A flag there. Looking at Zordon as he comes around the backside, picks up the kill, and they will capitalize. They will be able to get the A flag here. But is it too late? 54 ticket threshold at 65 tickets right now. I mean, you can see 128 tickets to work with for InFamouS. This is almost a done deal for them.
Yeah, most certainly is. And I think that eSuban, I'm pretty sure, ExAequo know that right now. They're not in a good position at all. The tickets have gone so damn low. Only 65 beside them. They do have the 2-to-1 hold, but look how much pressure they're on, you know, is quickly applied to them. thank God that Provo held them back by C. Otherwise, this would have been game over right there and then. And it looks like InFamouS are going back out towards that C point. With the crossfire coming in from Blade out the back here, finally gets taken down. So that's going to mean real trouble. And Zuzu must win this. He doesn't, he goes down. And actually, ExAequo will be maintaining a good 2-1 here.
We saw this happen yesterday, actually, with the Dignitas game.
This is
versus Mutual Makers in the second half of Zavod. And you're going to see potentially that try-cap come in. We're going to have Seo come in from the backside, capitalize off of the deaths, but he's in a 1-on-4 right now. We'll pick up the kill. Instead of capping over, he actually just starts rotating around, trying to kill them off left and right. He knows they're going to try to get the respawn, or the revive, sorry, and he will get taken out either way here. So 63 tickets now they'll drop to. InFamouS will have that man advantage pushing in for this.
Yeah, but he also bought enough time for Blade and Terra to push up to be able to do things like this, to pick up Tony in the back, but they might have left A a little bit light. And Zuzu tying with the idea of pushing through, but ExAequo hold them back. And it's not over just yet. 63 tickets still remain, so I'm looking forward to seeing if they can turn this one around, because they're not having much luck out on C. They've kind of been committing in dribs and drabs, but they've never cleared mid well enough. But Kremer slips around the side, does get a little bit of a nade through, gets the support, gets the cover down. He could make a move from the back of this now, taking away the cover. There we go. Seo is out of there. Split push coming out. Grim with, I believe, I'm not sure who that was actually. I think it was Zuzu. And now they're pushing at the exact same time, splitting the attention of the opponents just about everywhere. 51 ticks. Oh, he ran out of ammo. He's gone down. But look at this. InFamouS keep going. They're not done just yet. And they're mopping the floor with ExAequo. They're going down one by one. But ExAequo are just about holding on. But those tickets are so damn low right now.
Oh, and he's still holding on. Defended that. Say the last man standing inside the room will hold on. He's trying to scramble for as many revives as he possibly can get, but now down to 59 tickets. Looks like they will maintain that here for a little bit longer, but they might be doing it. I mean, they have 5 tickets to work with, but they've taken now about 100. No, not 100, but about 60 or 70 down from InFamouS.
Yeah, it was a really impressive play, and I think Grim faked out then. They were going to go for an A push, but they sent 4 players out towards C. One man now is literally holding on to the entirety of his team. He does go down in the end, and ExAequo just in trouble. They're going for a quick rotate, but I think it's almost too little too late here. They went very quickly, so they might be able to get a 2-1 again, but the kills that are coming in for InFamouS are going to become the biggest problem here. Any respawns now are going to hurt that ticket lead that they're trying to desperately come off against, and 55 tickets left. One more ticket over towards InFamouS, and this is a done deal on the first map, but ExAequo still holding on, but Tony doing the damage with that FamouS in hand. Revives coming through. 54's been hit. There is the final ticket gone from ExAequo, but what a great fight they put up in that second half. But InFamouS, brilliant play, and that final push they did, I want to go through that again. The fake play out by those little metal detectors then, giving the attention from those players on A, like, okay, it's going to be another A hit, guys, get ready. No one rotated out towards C from them. But actually, it was just one player running through those metal detectors several times, sending off that alarm, and they put 4 players straight out towards C. That was really smartly done from them.
That sounds really fun to do too. To realize that just running through those little detectors completely caught them off guard. Like just little things like that, little nuances can catch a team off. And obviously,
Words are hard.
You know, it's harder than math sometimes. But
Ooh,
I think we need to focus now on Dawnbreaker.
Yes, we do.
What if? Yeah, we'll focus on Dawnbreaker. I went off a weird tangent in my head. We obviously saw InFamouS play against Isuba earlier on. They had a 79 ticket lead in the first half, but they also had 113 in against them on Operation Locker. I don't know if they can win this map, though. I don't know, against ExAequo. They didn't look the strongest at it, and we saw them still play really damn well, obviously, on Operation Locker just in the map prior, but they were still picked apart pretty damn well.
It was a very close game, to be fair. The styles were very similar. The way I looked at it, they're both going for the same sort of setups, same sort of holds. I think it depends on who gets the stronger 2-1 for like an extended period straight away. Like, it may change that someone else has the same again, like 2 minutes down the line, but if, for example, ExAequo come out, they get a strong 2-1 hold for, let's say, a minute or 2. They get the kills to kind of support that. If they get that lead building with them, I think they'll be able to maintain because it's very even between the two. But whoever gets that slight increase, first of all, will walk away with the advantage, at least between these two teams. So if InFamouS want this, they're going to have to come out with a very strong, very smart start. So I'm curious to see what they come out with as their first play because, you know, previously against, I think it was Isuba, you know, when they were on the Chinese side, they went for the straight challenge.
That's what I'm wondering.
It was like they've really done some interesting plays. So I'm curious to see how they begin this one.
That's exactly what I was thinking. If they're on the US side first, I wonder if they're going to go for the straight challenge. Because if they do that and they lose out on that challenge, ExAequo will get that early 2-1 hold against them.
Yeah, obviously we're not live, just to let you guys know. But yeah, we can kind of go through what they did before. So when, actually no, it wasn't on this side. It was down here. When they had the spawn back this side, rather than going for the straight up push towards B, because you kind of run a bit of a gauntlet battle. You get gifted C pretty much. But then when you get to this point, obviously the opposing side are coming through the archway, or at least the kind of push through here. And you kind of just have this all-out brawl. You may be able to get a player up on towards the catwalk earlier on, but still it's hard to maintain because obviously if you're coming from this position and you're already into spots like this, you are completely unseen from the catwalk. So you can play it safe here. But then again, you know, it's kind of hard to deal with. But still, you know, InFamouS didn't necessarily do that. They actually put 2 players down this way. They put one up in here, keeping an eye down the highway side, and they put one on the ground. And they actually picked up 2 kills off the back of it. So already weakening the attack that the team that spawns down this side was going to bring through here straight towards B. So the 3 players coming from the back spawn actually won the battle and picked up the 2-1 quite swiftly and had a good setup to follow it. So if they pull out something like that again, this is a very dangerous map if anyone against them. And Zordon's just going wild. He's having a great time.
I've been watching this entire time.
Yeah. It's an awesome looking gun. I've got to say it.
It sounds pretty.
It's
so awesome. It's so awesome and stealthy that we can't even actually see the gun name.
It's
when we go to third person.
It's baffling. But it kind of sounds like an M107. If you ever play like some of the other games, like the M107 is such a cool looking weapon. It looks quite similar as well, but it's obviously not the M107. We are just waiting on the reconnection of one of the ExAequo players. But yeah, as I was saying, InFamouS have some really good strategies on here. I haven't seen ExAequo that much, so this is their map choice. So I'm hoping they haven't been caught out by a sneaky play from InFamouS. But I think it was just InFamouS struggling a little bit to gain control. But as I said, if someone gets an extended 2-1 on this, whether it be a CA, whatever it is, they're going to really get themselves in the lead here. So that's what I'm looking out for. If ExAequo won this one, they're going to have to go straight for the jugular almost and go for the kind of aggressive play.
Damn, that's really descriptive of where to go to. I didn't really think you'd say the jugular.
It's almost like my job is to say words.
It's almost like you're... Okay.
Whoa.
I was thinking like, never mind. It's almost like you've killed someone before. Know exactly where to go. But anyways, we're just waiting on the last man for ExAequo to reconnect here. Should be any second now. And
at least we hope.
Yeah, we do hope. Because when we go to filler, we go to talking about weird things, and that's when...
Tic-tac.
Yeah, I mean, they're not bad.
I like Tic-tacs. They're good.
They're more of candy, though, to me than mints.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of get that.
This is how you determine if it's a candy or if it's a mint.
Mm-hmm.
Do you bite it or do you suck on it?
Oh, dude, this is not a topic for on air.
Like,
Come on now.
okay, fine.
This is something that someone can take out of context so quickly.
Guess. I guess that's
you
true.
guess? See, this is the face of Twitch chat right now. They're just like,
Kappa?
please answer.
Oh.
Please answer that question, Lauren. It'll be hilarious. And then there'll be recordings, and it will go very, very, very badly.
Are you saying, like, all of our viewers are Chinese?
Yes, Jason.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
It's a cool looking poster, though.
Yeah, it actually is. I think...
I don't look around this map enough.
Well, you think about Siege of Shanghai. You wait for the cat, don't you, or the monkey?
That's a sweet car. Nature evolved.
What does it say on the bottom right?
There is actually a panther on one of these maps.
Ah.
It's the new Easter egg. You don't realize it yet, but if you get in that car and drive it, a panther comes and chases you. Yeah.
I feel like you're trolling me right now.
Of course I'm trolling you, Jesus. What do you take me for? Some sweet shoes. They're on fire. Yeah. Look at that. We have been rejoined by the 5th, so hopefully I could... Oh, look, another one of them. Ooh. Ooh. Well, I don't think I can go over here. I think I get told off soon enough. That's not looking too fresh. What is that?
Perfume.
Ooh, crystal fragrance. Oof. It's even got a little like sun. What is that again? The thingy on it.
It's a lens flare.
Yeah. So dramatic.
Oh man.
When I want perfume, I look for lens flare specifically. Oh, what's this? And watch the news, guys, while they get ready.
We can watch TV while you watch this broadcast on the internet.
Yeah.
So I'm just distracted now. I'm like just sitting here watching TV.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Oh, Jesus. He looks like he'd do a better job than I would at this, you know? He looks professional.
Yeah, but you have way better hair than him.
He doesn't have any hair.
Oh, there you go.
That's not a compliment.
It's not an insult.
Wow. Thanks, Jason. So, guys, we've enjoyed Dawnbreaker as a whole. But, yeah, we can get back into the game now because I think we are going to get underway nice and quickly. And we can stop talking about the weird advertisement on Dawnbreaker. And your predictions.
Would it be sweet?
No. Nope.
I was going to say, like, for the ESL finals, if the actual screens on there had, like, the ESL logo pop up, that'd be cool. Apparently my idea of cool is not hip with all of you young kids
Not
these
down
days.
with the kids.
Yeah, I've turned 26 in a couple, actually like a month.
Oof.
Getting old.
Oof.
Getting old.
And you're gonna be like Red Eye soon.
How dare you? I'm
How
not
very
56.
dare you.
But
I
right.
left the news guys on again because I left my camera here. That's great.
Oh man, it's picture in picture with the TV. I wonder how long you can keep that there. But anyways, we're gonna kick this one off here. We're gonna have over on the US side will be InFamouS, and it looks like they will go for that immediate challenge that we're expecting. Obviously, as you see, ExAequo going for the boost spot, and InFamouS, well, they're not hitting the shots that they want to, but they at least have spot out 2 men here, and they might be able to just delay on B a little bit. The nades are already raining in as you hear them, picking up a kill already. We'll go for a hist, and it looks like they will be able to lock down control B here.
Yeah, and around the back, we saw a flank coming in that's been dealt with. Zordon luckily found Zuzu before he could do too much damage. And we are seeing the 2-1 being maintained, but no one back to really defend C unless Kremer turns around. This could really catch him off guard. 2 players coming around the backside, and we've got 2 to 3 moving in towards B. This is dangerous. ExAequo are in a good position to actually pick up a trip cap if they win all the 1v1s from this. So let's see if they can do that. They have the numbers out towards C, but they don't have the vertical advantage, but it doesn't seem to matter. Nice work from Blade. They're taking down 2. Kremer and Zuzu fall to his hand. They're going to pick that up. They're going to pick up B, and they've got C as well coming in.
So try cap, just like that. That's how quick
Just
it
like
took
I
them.
said.
It took them less. Wow. I guess I get the same way when I get things right every once in a while. But in under a minute, they got a try cap right there. And obviously they have lost out in control of A here, but they have pretty much tied up the tickets, as you can see. And obviously ExAequo going to be down 1 map here in this best of 3. But right now, let's see what's going to happen. It's like the best thing ever. I mean, you put that over a frag video, and it's like the best frag video you'll ever see.
That's how it works. But it seems like they are well aware of where Zordon was then. He had everything thrown at him. But it did buy enough time for the opposition to get well set up out towards B. Let's see if they can hold on to it, though. Sayo just tucking himself in on towards the side, but 2 players from InFamouS making their way down the middle route there. You can see the fire coming in, but when you only have a pixel to work with, it's damn hard work. But there you have it. Zuzu doing the damage out by Catwalk, taking down 2 players, Probo and Zordon. And you can see the control immediately shifting straight away. ExAequo have to fall back because, well, that man is on a mission and is not done yet. Another kill comes in, and what a perfect bit of play.
It freaked me out when you actually did the free cam there from him, because I thought it was flying all of a sudden. But either way, he does pick up about 3, 4, maybe even 5 kills right there. He's probably on a killing spree currently, as you see him still duking out with the guy B here. He will eventually get the assist, I believe, on that last man there. And that's a fantastic job by him. So it looks like they will be able to pick up B here. They're actually capping C at the same time while this is happening. But there's still a 1v1. Well, now 1v2, and that will go ExAequo's favor. But the tickets heavily in favor of ExAequo currently. 129 to 108. Yeah,
that triple cap, it really helped them out. And actually, they're in a good spot to pick up A. So these kind of respawns, again, for ExAequo weren't bad. They actually helped them a little bit. And InFamouS slowly moving in towards this A side. Maybe taking their time a little. Kremer has found Probo. And Heist looking like he wants to make his way through any time now. He's going to go for the challenge rather than the pickup. Kremer did go down earlier. He does get the kill, so he should be able to get a revive in there. And maybe look to picking this one up. And there we go. He should be picking up A by himself pretty much. No one there to really challenge because Blade kind of taking his time. B still in the hands of InFamouS. It's going to be a 2-1 in just a couple of seconds time. Blade has been spotted, but he takes down the kill anyway. Blade onto Heist, and that is going A back into the favor of ExAequo, and C is now the danger.
All right, so right now we're seeing InFamouS not really that great on Dawnbreaker, even though they actually no, they did get destroyed by Plank Dynamics, obviously in Group A when they played against them, but not playing to their best skill here. But right now, let's see what happens, because they are still attacking C. They're going to be able to pull it off here with Zuzu helping out. Actually, there will be a kill coming in. I believe that's Probo actually still sticking around there, and they will actually stop that C cap, so it'll be neutralized, but it won't be capped over. That's what's important here, and actually all 3 flags will be neutralized at this point here, as we finally going back to ExAequo. But they have about a 40 ticket advantage here, and I want to say it's because InFamouS is, I don't know, they're sticking towards the catwalk, and I don't know, I've seen lately that sticking there doesn't really work out as often as you would think. Yeah, I can see the good vision over towards B here, but a lot of teams are starting to work in, to the buildings more. They're starting to use that as their pathway to run.
Well, it's the 2 styles. As you said, there's always been... I'm going to start calling this... so basically, in any other game, we had a catwalk and a dog walk. That is catwalk. This is now dog walk.
Oh, don't be that person.
I'm being that person. Above Probo right now is dog walk, so I'm going to call it that. You can join in or you can ignore me. It's up to you. And you have the contrasting styles. You can dominate the inside, which gives you A, and a good side towards B, but not necessarily the side itself. Or you can play the catwalk side and then push across maintaining C because you get good cover there. So it's down to the teams right now. And yes, there was a ticket lead with ExAequo, and there still is, but it's not that drastic. But Sayo in a good spot there. You can get some fire down, but that's the strength of that position. You can get a good couple of shots through and maintain being safe. And B still up in the air. We are seeing Zuzu fairly close to the point. He's got Tony in towards the site, and ExAequo have been bullied out with only 2 players left. The kills are coming in, and Tony just about staying alive here, putting that med pack down, denying any sort of trouble, as Kremers had to split back towards C because there is pressure and there are shots coming in. He just about stays alive, puts a med pack down, but he gets picked up by Probo, and C will surely be going ExAequo's way.
Both teams are still actually committing a lot of resources here to go for the fight. In the meantime, we're seeing them back cap at A here, and we'll have ExAequo secure themselves that C flag, but they had to commit every single man there for it. And that means that gives control for the side of InFamouS to set up what they want. But there's actually going to be Grimjob, the pistol, trying to duke it out. Actually,
no ammo. No ammo left at all. He's got 3 shots, so he's going to have to go aggressive just to die here. That's how long he's been playing out on that point. So he's only on 5-5, but you can imagine the damage he's been able to inflict. And Sayo with a good backspawn.
He's been here for a while. He's been here for a while, but he's been playing it so slow and so cautiously, waiting to actually make his move. He got a respawn in, as you can see right there, but they're trying to go for the back caps on him, and it looks like they might be successful here as Zuzu, well, he's the only man to defend against it, and he's quickly running in between middle B flag and A here. And I just spot that one man out, so maybe go for the peek here, maybe get the kill. He will get up from the side, but now he's immediately got to head back to A here, or actually might be in trouble losing that 2 cap.
Maybe not. Zuzu is the man who got that 5-man kill earlier on. He does finally go down, but he's done the job to be able to pretty much take A by himself, leaving Tony to pick up the kill in the end and the flag. And this could be a triple cap if Tony can get this one over towards his favor with 2 men on the point. I think he's done the job, but Sayo coming around. Sayo's going to challenge, but he gets 1 kill with the assist coming through from Zordon, and it is going to be a triple cap. So InFamouS will be evening and taking the advantage. A still being challenged, but 3 players there for InFamouS, now only 2 with the team being taken down. But this is a good start from these guys. They're in a good position now. And if they maintain a good 2-1 off the back of this, they could do well, because it's been very up in the air.
It's a great start for them to finally get back in the game, because they've been maintaining this triple cap for quite a while right now. It's been about 30 seconds to about a minute, and they're continuing to do this here, and they still have yet to lose it. They finally pulled a lead back after being down about 40 tickets at max at once, I believe. But look at this. They're 20 ahead, and they still have the triple cap. It has not fallen just yet.
It's really impressive, because obviously you don't know where the attack inside's going to come from, and they're reinforcing exactly where they need to do it. And Tony finding another. The A push is still happening. Zordon is peering through, but it's an exchange, and it means that InFamouS will hold on. Terra now up against one other, but he doesn't have the guts and the glory to go for it. He's got too much to lose, and actually ExAequo could have picked up C and B in the meantime, but they were so tunnel visioned towards A that they've let a good 30 tickets go to waste on this. And actually, InFamouS are going to make that one hurt. So they're going to be challenging out on B. They picked up again on C. This should be almost the game over. It's going to come down to this now. Tony is still dancing with them over by A. He's been keeping them on their toes the whole time, not letting them push off the site so easily. 3 players now ready to challenge. He messes up the shot, but he's pushed them off the site, allowing the others to move in. Only 21 tickets left. With ExAequo with only 1 man standing, it's not looking good here.
It is not indeed. And Tony, I give him a lot of credit just for maybe not pick up the most kills of his team, but being alive so damn long, being that nuisance to really force ExAequo to pay attention to him and maybe overcommit a couple of resources on their side, to take them back here. But they have A, they have B. All they need to do is just hold on to this game for about another 30 seconds, and they come out of the half with a huge lead here. And looks like they will lose on B, but Krema immediately going towards C, and he will cap that one over.
Yeah, really smart play from him. He saw the amount of resources that were put down towards that B side. He just needs to play safe, and he's doing just that. Sitting in, drawing them closer. He didn't expect the immediate challenge, which is a mistake. 3 players now pulled back, and swiftly Sayo's like, oh, Jesus, we have left this site completely open. Let me get back here, because we only have 11 tickets, but they've got a 2-1. If they can maintain, they're in a good position. They've taken out InFamouS. Those respawns are going to cost them tickets, and Tony laying down those nades, laying down the fire. He's doing the same thing. That nade will connect, though, pushing forward, but look at this. Instantly, ExAequo going around the side. Will they go A, or will they try and defend this B push? It's down to them, and it could win them or lose them the game.
Well, they have to decide something, because C is being capped over as well here in the back. And right now, InFamouS are not giving them an inch right now. They're constantly applying this pressure. It looks like C will be capped over. A being done just the same here on ExAequo's side. And I don't really know who's going to be able to pull this one off. 7 tickets remain on the side of ExAequo, 39 for InFamouS. ExAequo, it seems like both teams are just scrambling. Like, just capture a point. Do anything you can to get something. It seems like all strategy has been pushed aside.
You say that, but Tony going the long rotate is brave. That could take a long time, but it might work out in the end. But we are seeing a triple cap coming in for ExAequo, and they're not out of it just yet. 30 tickets left with InFamouS. Those will be falling down so quickly. Quickly Heist moving in towards that A cap, but 2 players waiting. It may have been a mistake, but he's making it work right now. Can he take down the end a couple of kills? No, but Grim will. But these 6 tickets are going to start getting low. They need to quickly move across towards B, but ExAequo are waiting. They are set up. Sayo and Terra can afford to come back in if they want to hold this one down. 4 tickets now left. This is going to come down right to the wire.
It is, and we see 18 tickets left on InFamouS side. We see a lot of action breaking out. Crema does pick up a kill or 2, it seems, right there, and they have almost wiped them out. 3 people are down here, and with 2 tickets to go, they cannot send everyone back in to respawn, and not to mention that 2-to-1 hold. That will be InFamouS now, coming out of the first half after being down 40 tickets with an 18-ticket advantage here. I did not expect that.
That triple cap pretty much got them back in the game. Without that, they would have been in so much trouble, but they somehow pulled it off, and they managed to maintain it so long as well, which was the more impressive part. It wasn't just like a touch towards a triple cap and fall back to a 2-to-1 or a 2 to neutral. They maintained for a good time. And that pretty much got them back in the game. It was like I think it was like 30, 40 tickets they made up, which is huge. And ExAequo played well. They almost turned it around at the end, to be fair to them. They really did step up right as those last couple of seconds came in. And if they'd only defended B a little bit harder, you know, if they managed to maybe keep them back 3, 4 more seconds, it could have gone a different way. But 18 tickets, it's not a lot. It can change.
It's not a lot, especially for Dawnbreaker, too.
Yeah, at Dawn, you can get extended triple caps. You can get in the positions to actually maintain it. It can happen. We saw it there. We can see it again. ExAequo just need to kind of step up a little bit and make it count when they can. Otherwise, they let it slip a little bit early, and it spirals. As I said, whoever gets that extended hold, which was in the end InFamouS, has such an advantage because it's such a back-and-forth map with these guys. If they slow down the pace, play for the pickups rather than just the quick kills, they can get something going here.
I feel like the US side is actually their weaker side for InFamouS. I mean, they have a little bit of a unique hold in the beginning. Obviously, you know, pushing around the side, trying to challenge right away when they try to transition into that B flag.
Yeah.
But I feel like on the Chinese side, that's where they really can excel. I mean, obviously, we're going to find out right now if they can do that.
I kind of agree on that one, yeah.
It's going to be a tough one. I mean, obviously, both teams, this is one point I'm trying to make. 18 tickets isn't a lot. And both teams had their moments in that game. But who's bringing that in this half now? I mean, obviously, the momentum was in favor, I would have saved of ExAequo at the end.
Yeah, I kind of agree. It was a lucky kind of pickup from InFamouS. But we'll see. We'll see what they can do now. They're going to be going into this one, as you said, on the Chinese side. And ExAequo will be on the US side. So it's down to what they can pull off in these moments. And a very unique start, actually. Not going for the complete boost up. 3 men down the side. This is completely different here. And they're going for the C challenge straight away. They're winning that one out. Crema takes down Blade. And that's going to be a swift turnaround from the others. But where was that 2-man split going? 1 down towards A, 1 through mid, and everyone else out towards C. This is very different from InFamouS.
And you can see with that 3-man squad push into that C flag, if you're watching the overview at the time, ExAequo just stopped. Wait, what? There's 3 people charging out our C flag right now, and 2 of them had to turn around and actually defend against it from that high ground, which they're still sitting there doing. And they might not cap over the flag, but they stopped that immediate pressure. And well, right now it's unfortunately not working out too well for them. But either way, they still have those 18 ticket threshold to work with, and they still are being a nuisance. They're still here at C. They're still keeping 2 more men here, and they will eventually push him for that flag. And if he can not get naded down here, he can have that cap.
Well, looking at it this way, the US side pretty much get B and C anyway. So if you can find a way to turn that around earlier, I don't blame you, but this isn't really working out too well. They've lost out on less tickets than they did on the other side. Well, the other team did on the other side when they did the same kind of standard start. So it may work. And you've seen how much they've brought back towards C, leaving B with only 1 man.
Exactly. I think that's what they were trying to do. Pull a lot of people back towards C, but their teammates didn't win the 1v1s. They didn't get the kills here. We even had Zordon actually push into A, pick up 2 kills, and then just walk away back towards that B flag to defend it.
Yeah.
So they got shut down pretty well there, but it was a really interesting strat. Still like seeing that. The first time we saw something similar was at Dignitas having Jerk go through the that road, but it was only 1 man, not 3. And right now, as you can see, a couple of men on InFamouS side at Dog Walk. It makes me cringe saying that, but you're proud of that. But either way, they still haven't been able to get that 2 flag cap. C going to be captured over for InFamouS here in just a few seconds, and they will have the 2-to-1. But right now, it's going to come down to how are ExAequo going to respawn, because they have not been able to get all 5 men respawned in for, I want to say, quite a while.
Yeah, it's been a struggle of both sides, to be fair, and every single side was being challenged. C, the only one being safe at the moment with InFamouS, B going their way, and actually, they're only going to walk away with A for ExAequo, but they're in a great spot to challenge down towards this B site. Whether or not they do it, We'll have to wait and see, but they do have the support from Catwalk. Zordon is up there. He's barely moved from there. He is on 6-1, so you can see he's been taking his time, and there's the move coming through. They're going to turn that one around, and they're probably going to walk away with this 2-1 in their favor if they win out on A, but now it's just down to Terra. He could be in real trouble. Provo's gone down. He's on his own, but I don't see him making a good move from this. It could be a little bit of a waste of resources, but he's also tying up InFamouS quite well.
And Heist as well, working around that catwalk side. He actually came on the backside, picked up the kill on Zordon, and now Terra working in for the push on A here. He actually will have that wide open, and they will get a tri-cap here for, well, who knows how long, but either way, that's exactly what they needed here. They already have a 30-ticket lead almost, and they are really trying to push this one home here. Let's see how long they can hold on to this, though, because it's about, what, 2:52 into the game? Let's start counting from here, because this is going to determine the pace. And InFamouS, they had, you know, a tough time breaking out of that 3-cap, as we saw. They had about, was it 40, 50 tickets? They dropped down to about 18. That's how long it took them to really turn that one around here. I wonder if it's going to do the same thing.
Well, we are seeing InFamouS immediately trying to find a way through. They did not want that triple cap against them. They went for a risky route, to be fair. They picked up C with a little bit of luck almost, but they quickly rotated out towards B because they wanted to get the one in the bag. We're seeing a long rotate round the back from Blade, and InFamouS maybe kind of overextending a little bit, not expecting that one. So we're going to see what he can do here, and he might be able to challenge out and see if he fancies it, but Tony in this spot, he played it last time, and B and A being challenged down. This is a back and forth game, and InFamouS just need to be able to get ready to set up rather than just quickly rotate here and there and there and here and here, because Blade does get the kill, but you know, where are InFamouS now? One man on catwalk, they have no one else on B. They've got 2 on A, but only 1 man challenging it. They're not in the right places at the right time here.
Yeah, it seems like they're actually throwing out a couple of random spawns as well. They're going to get one towards the backside of C, so they might be able to contest that here, but right now he's got to do a lot of work here. He's got to be able to get into that flag quick enough, and he has to hold on to it because there's still going to be at least 1, maybe 2 men coming from that building, or maybe even checked around coming from the street side here. And actually, I think he did spot him out, and he will get a respawn on top of him, and they'll be taken down. That was really unfortunate by him. Heist still holding on, though, and actually might be able to get the revive in. Has another respawn coming in, so they're committing a lot of resources here, and if Blade can win this 1v1, he will single-handedly taken down 3 points from InFamouS, and he will. Wow, fantastic job by Blade.
Yeah, that was dangerous play from InFamouS, to be fair. They really committed so many respawns to it, and there was never a safe respawn. It was a constant up in the air. When I'm not sure how I feel about that. We are seeing Zuzu making his way back around towards C. He's going to be found in the end by Blade, who's been on point so far, really playing well for his side, and especially Terra still doing that job so well. He's on 7-1, so he's in trouble this time. He does go down, but there's a revive that could happen, and InFamouS are making their move towards B, but there's always a guy around the back this time. Blade is always on that rotate round the side up towards the back of A, and we are going to be seeing 108 tickets to 70. And actually, InFamouS are struggling to find their feet here. They're really being taken down one by one. They're yet to get a full setup 2-1 hold, but the individual kills are not lacking. Grim does come out big there, and actually might have just won them that B flag.
And Zuzu is just stopping going for the revive. He actually just runs away, and there's 3 men. As I guess that's what you say, oh my god, about on that catwalk, and there's 1 man on InFamouS side to defend against it. But you can see, look where the side of InFamouS is holding this from. They're right in the view of it. They want to challenge them head up here instead of letting them rotate around towards the backside of A, and they will get those 3 kills, only losing 1 or 2 men here.
I'm not sure if Grim didn't realize that Tony just died right behind him, but he just stood up there chilling out, staring down that way. Lack of communication is really costing them a lot of tickets here. InFamouS quickly get themselves back towards C on that instinctive play, but as I mentioned, there's got to be something going wrong with those comms. If you're not turning around at moments like that and realizing, oh goddamn, we're pretty open here, that's a mistake. It's a 2-1 hold, but they're not holding it. And ExAequo are going to move in. They've got a good setup still on B with Blade playing inside, and I think this is going to be ExAequo's map. It's
really starting to look like it. I mean, those 18 tickets, just imagine if it was 50 or 50 like they had before they got tri-cap turned around on them, and honestly, they'd be really close to secure themselves that victory here and getting 1 step closer and 1 match away from getting into playoffs. But right now, they need to do something big. And then we see Blade trying to hold on. Actually, what's his current kill score? He's at 14-5 right now. Fantastic job by him for his team, as we've seen many times, a lot of clutch plays. But B, it's being neutralized here. Or at least it was. And Blade going to actually charge in, looking for the man that's on the flag. And, well, he won't find him just yet here. He's actually back towards that Maix spot, and he will just swing around.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a fly-by recap, pretty much, leaving the rest of ExAequo to focus on trying to deal with C, and that was a smart play from him. And actually, in the end, it's going to be a big pickup from Blade. He's been so damn good, 16-5 right now, denying any sort of look towards that B side. He's going to pick up the A to boot as well. And InFamouS, they are in the middle of nowhere. They can't do much in this spot. Provo in a great position, being able to keep them at arm's length. That's going to be a triple cap, just to really add insult to injury. And InFamous never found their footing here. After a very shaky start, ExAequo just took the lead and dominated the pace. And this triple gap is probably going to end the game any second now. Like, those 32 tickets are going to be taken away so damn fast. We've got a little bit of a breakout play from Kremmer there, picking up on C, but still, no other really decent spawns. That back A spawn being dealt with, it's not looking good for these guys.
It's really not, and you can see just on the overview map how set up ExAequo are. You can probably see that on the bottom left-hand side of your screen as well here, as they're just waiting for it to push in. They're ready to pick up the kills here. InFamous, they technically could do it, but it seems like they've almost given up right now. It seems like they realized, you know, we're not feeling this one, guys. Maybe we should take it over on a Storm here, obviously, next, which will be our final map. And right now, with 3 people left alive, they just can't get in towards a flag.
Seeing it the first time around, it didn't look strong for InFamous, and it doesn't again. They had an okay start on the first half, they lacked it on the second, and as much as I'd love to say this can still change around, I think we all know what's going to happen here. It's a 2-1 with 5 tickets left, and they already have 2 players down and out, and Heist doing everything he can, don't get me wrong, he's playing perfectly, but there's only so much one man can do. He's got no bullets left. He's been taken down, and those 5 tickets are going to be taken away quite swiftly by ExAequo, and they deserve it. They played very nicely on this map. Well, you know, really well set up, really well focused. The kills have been on point. 12-5 for Terra, Zordon 14-6, and Blade 19, now 20-6. They've been doing everything they need to, and you know, it's been a very quiet game from InFamous in the way they play. And I've got to say it, ExAequo, watching the game before, has pretty much gifted them this win here. Yes, it's a 2-1, but it's not going to be lasting long. InFamous are trying, but with 1 ticket left, I don't see this happening.
They're getting a lot of kills, though. I will say that. As they're still fighting it, they will lose another man. I won't be able to revive on top of them. They still have the 2 flags, though, so it's going to be a 2v5 here in just a few seconds. I agree, it's pretty much almost impossible for them to do this, but if they did, it would be probably one of the best battlefield forward. And well, 1 man left to defend against us, Zuzu. I don't think he can take 52 tickets off.
Well, he's got the double. He's gone for the triple. Sadly, can't get the ace in the end.
What a scumbag.
Yeah, how could he? But still, as I said, Dawnbreaker pick up for ExAequo there if it was off the back of the last map as to, well, the last match they saw InFamous play. That's a smart choice. And you can see Blade there. You know, even with the correct choices being made, he just played out of his skin. Really smart, really focused, 23-7. It was just really well played in the end by them.
It was. I mean, we saw, so how many times did we see Blade actually pull back some really good clutches? I mean,
so many.
He held on to like a 3-man push at C. He was constantly picking up the kills, constantly being annoying. And, you know, when you have one person doing that, one person you can depend on your team, it's a very nice thing to have. I mean, he almost doubled the score of the person under him. 6,000 to 3,000. And, well, right now on the side of InFamous, I mean, they had 1 man with a positive KDA, and that was Zuzu at 12-10.
They kind of did what they did before. I don't know how to describe it, but they just weren't themselves. They weren't that kind of potent team that can make all the difference. And it was the right choice from ExAequo. They watched the last game. They saw that this is not a strong point. Let's pick it up. And this is the same problem for InFamous that we saw before. They look near on impossible to beat on certain maps, and others they just kind of seem half there. They don't seem like they're fully present within them. So Storm, I'm not too sure about. I don't recall them as much on this one. They may have been good. I think that my mind's been recently kind of whitewashed by Dignitas with their play on here because it was so perfect. But
I'm trying to think.
I'm not sure.
Parasol Storm, what other map is it? Is it really close to being like? And I kind of want to say it's a little
Railway.
Bit, it's a little bit closer to Railway just because the building controls. I think it could be a little bit like Operation Locker in terms of a lot of close quarter combat inside the buildings if you don't destroy them, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's mostly just like a 2-flag hold. And that's what we saw in Operation Locker. It was mostly about, you know, A and C or B and C or maybe A and B.
True.
Obviously. So if you can get B and get A, you have that great control on the south side of the map that they push through. So I think maybe this could be a map that favors InFamous.
It could. I'm not sure. Like, even though, like, the way they played, if we break it down, like, even as far as we can, with their hold on Locker, it should easily be able to apply on a map like Dawnbreaker. But then they played nothing like it. They played nowhere near to the extent they did before. And it's not because of the map similarities or dissimilarities. They just didn't play as well. And I don't know why. I don't understand what changes for them map to map, because they can apply the basics that make them good. and they just don't. So I get what you're saying. Yeah, you can make it down to these kind of like close range battles. Like even if you're not going to be, let's say you're not even going to be covering outside from here. Let's say you play the building game, but you don't play it for the shots towards the site. You play it for the push-ups. You get a man here, you know, running with maybe the FamouS with the stubby grip. You get, you know, a couple of people here, literally watching the entrances. And then you get the one, you know, maybe the angle grip playing over here towards that BC hold. So you play within this building. And you can watch the push out between the sites, you know, whether it be, okay, I'm going to watch A, challenge out here. All right, they're going to go try and pick up C. Okay, I can get the spots. So you can work these things out. And I get that. That could work. But then again, I don't know. InFamouS are so hit and miss, and I'm just not sure what to make of them. I want to see what weapons they run with. I think that will be fairly indicative of the play we can expect. But I'm not sure just yet. You know, we see a lot of angle grips in there. No, I'm trying to look for what exactly we're going for. So
he's got the bayonet grip.
yeah. Let's just wait for these guys. Defibs. Okay, so he's got the angle grip. Bayonet grip. Ergo. Angled. So 2 angled, 1 ergo. I'm not sure about blade.
Well, just don't want to spawn in, apparently.
Yeah, and to be fair, ExAequo, that's kind of like covering off all the bases. You've got players who can really do well in close range situations. And ones who have a slight advantage with the angle grip when you hit those first 2 shots towards a little bit of long range. Yeah. So that'll work for them. And I'm not sure about the others. Like, obviously, InFamouS aren't actually spawned in yet. So I'm not sure. I'm really not sure what to expect from these guys. They're so up and down, so hit and miss, so on and off. It's hard to predict how they're going to play. And, you know, it's down to them. I want to see as well, do they run with an engineer? Do they pick that sort of strategy up? And actually, Blade has ergo. Terra has ergo.
RGO impact grip.
Angled. We'll see when it comes live. I want to see if they're playing with more long range, slightly biased weapons, or not biased, but slightly more complementary long range setups rather than the close range ones. But we'll see in the end. And it's the first time we'll see, you know, a map that's fairly even, because the last 2 you could have pretty much decided off the first map, which we did, or I did, should I say? Sorry, my bad. So we'll see. We'll see what they run with it, and I want to see if that really becomes indicative. So FamouS, stubby, close range, long range. I'm not sure about the other 2.
Well, they stopped killing themselves. Jeez, guys.
I'm just so upset about that last loss. Stubby, close. So it's mostly long-range, fairly well-rounded weaponry. So 3 with the long-range weapons, 2 close range. So Zuzu and Tony seem to be the players who get in their faces. And the rest will be more covering from afar. So we'll see how that one pans out for these guys. It's not the same thing as we saw before. They were very good with the FamouSes. We only see a couple of them in play this time. But they will be starting on the Chinese side, so they do get a little bit of a foothold towards that B site. And we do see the support from the right side, from that east flank, but it's not paid off at all. And they've gone down very early on here. And ExAequo have completely swarmed this B site.
Yes, they have. They sent actually 3 men from the building. I want to say this is a mistake coming out of InFamouS here. They lost the 2v1 at that B flag, and because of that, well, they lost control of B, and they lose control of that early 2-1 hold that they should be able to have here. But some random respawns coming in. Actually, a couple towards that C flag for the side of InFamouS coming in from the west side here, but we're going to see right now. InFamouS just wait for those respawns. They're taking it slow here. They realize, yeah, game just started, guys. You don't need to rush for anything here. We obviously had some problems on Dawnbreaker, and it looks like they will send 4 men, maybe 3, over towards that C flag.
It could be a triple cap as well, to be fair, if we do see this one player picking this up and they take their time at just annoying them over by here. If they can kind of keep them at bay on C long enough, this could have been a triple cap, or at least a 2 to neutral. They have lost out on C, sadly, but ExAequo looking very dangerous from the start here. InFamouS are getting themselves back into this, but it's not really working out the way they want. They're playing how maybe we could have expected, but just not to the strengths of it. They've lost, you know, a good couple of players. They have a couple of FamouSes in the mix. You know, Tony's still running with that, but he was up in the buildings with a weapon that's completely and utterly indicative of close range play. So he should be doing these challenges. He should be getting these nades out. He should be getting their faces, and now he's done just that. Good work from him. And he could at least kind of work out what's going on here, because they're not really breaking through many other sites, but they're pushing ExAequo back here. That B's looking a bit vulnerable.
It is, and we're going to see Sale, he will get taken down by Hiss there, so it looks like building control will fully be taken over the side of InFamouS here, and they have finally pulled off the 2-1. And a respawn's come in from ExAequo, and it looks like they will be hitting in from that south side of that B flag, and And you can see even Blade trying to push in. He will be able to hop right inside. And he's actually had one man in the flag area to defend against him, and he will pick up the, or actually will get taken out, sorry. And now InFamouS, one thing that we're seeing out of them that I'm noticing on the overview map is that they are just, they get control of buildings, but it's to clear them out. It's not to actually stay in them. Like they have one, maybe two people in the buildings at one time, but they have someone floating around constantly, to be between B and C this entire time. And it's actually going to be Zuzu who's the one that's actually doing it here. And well, so far it's given them some great control here.
Certainly has, and they've actually managed to maintain really nicely. C is going to be the biggest threat at the moment. It's been challenged out by Zuzu and Probo, and those nades coming in strong as per usual. Has gifted this over towards InFamouS, but they're not set up very well in these buildings, as you mentioned. Finally getting those respawns in, but I'm not sure if it's fast enough. They could be really in trouble here if they don't get these kills in the bag very quickly. They have even these tickets up. Blade does exchange with Tony, but it's kind of working out in ExAequo's way. They've still got players coming in, constantly challenge them down. Kremer goes through, and Zordon now does manage to pick up the place here to be able to possibly convert towards that B site. So getting the respawn in. Grim has to come up big and does get a nice little assist there with the pistol in hand. But still, this is looking dangerous. ExAequo bullying them out of these buildings, taking over, has given them a good little bit of an idea that they may be able to take over this B site.
Now, I wonder what your thoughts are on this, though, Pansy, is that how many engineer classes have we seen? How many buildings have we seen hit with rockets?
None.
Yeah, that's a little odd to me, because we've been seeing that quite a bit throughout all the teams so far.
But it was a recent adaptation, I feel, rather than the set in the ways way. It was this more kind of like, okay, well, how can we adapt further to our playstyle? How can we make this a little bit better? And we saw the likes of Dignitas who struggled a little bit on maps like this, picking it up and working with it. And it worked for them. And I wouldn't be surprised if one of these two teams kind of adapted it as well. But maybe they didn't have the time to put in to be able to go, okay, let's refine this. But it would be a very good idea, actually. I feel it would complement them well with these close-range weapons especially. Maybe actually make the FAMAS a little bit more viable. But right now we are seeing A and B being challenged down. More bodies from ExAequo out towards A, but B being swarmed by InFamouS. And InFamouS have maintained on towards C. So this should be a 2-to-1 hold, but somehow Tony hitting that long-range shot with the FAMAS there. As the rest of ExAequo now working their way back in from that A hold, looking for a way back to get towards B.
Looks like Kremlin going to be the man to maybe hold off onto this push to B. There will be one man actually approaching the flag finally here, but now you're seeing Terror. Looks like he has switched up to the NG class a little bit here, trying to shoot down some of these walls, but he gets taken down before he can even do it. And Sayo maybe just trying to give him that clear path to move in here. B will be turned over to the side of ExAequo here, and Sayo picking up one, even two kills right there. Some big plays coming in. Now Terror, we're going to see him attack that single building. And I know you want to talk about it, but that single building is so important for a couple of reasons towards that C flag and that view.
Well, ExAequo have never really maintained on C, so if they take away the cover, they can make it a lot easier to take these three players. You can see InFamouS stack this out, and they can kind of alleviate the pressure from there and actually give an easy... Okay, camera. Can get an easier path out towards it. And he's forcing these guys to play close-range games, and ExAequo are ready and waiting for it. They just need to keep getting these kills. It's dangerous to force InFamouS to play this game, but if you're in the right spots, you can make it work. And Sayo trying to do just that. He's going to be careful. Obviously, cover being removed from both sides. Not making this easy, and InFamouS actually have the numbers up now to make a big challenge, and B is being sought over. It's being fought at the moment. Zordon is laying down the fire towards Kremer, gets a good tag towards him, takes a good chunk of his health away, and the push is beginning. But look at the bodies on the site from InFamouS. It's a back-and-forth game with two members standing from both teams, but the two members from ExAequo are on that B site, and they're going to get the 2-to-1.
All right, so they will hold that one. They're actually starting to build up a little bit of a lead here, 86 to 65 tickets, and they're continuing to try to really roll with this one. And we have to give them a lot of credit, because considering they were down 2-to-1 for a very long time in the beginning, they have done a fantastic job of starting to recapitalize off it, adapt to the new strategies that are being thrown at them, and make sure they can come out with the win so far. As we've seen the Rockets constantly now being thrown at both these buildings here. A little bit late, but still awesome to see nonetheless here, as they're actually just kind of getting clogged up here over towards the southwest side. They're having a really tough time of just transitioning from their spawns into a flag.
Yeah, Blade and Zordon just taking the time. They got into a good spot. They knew where they're spawning in, and they just played smart from it. Like, it's not... I don't know, this game isn't working for either of their styles. It's just really sloppy from both of them, but it's paying off slightly more to ExAequo's favor, because they did take the initiative of running with the engineer class. Now we're seeing Zuzu picking up for InFamouS. It kind of works in his favor as well, because they can take away the double buildings, which we kind of saw coming in there. You can see that most has been destroyed, but still the push has begun out towards A, and we've got two players just trying to defend on the side. Zuzu being one of them, the man who almost picked up the ace previously, getting some respawns in, but in a very bad time. Heist goes down. Sayo continues. He's found two, goes for the third. He gets the try and get the frag in the bag really damn quickly. They get the exchange, leaving A completely open. And ExAequo are a little bit closer to the marker, but we are seeing a counter push from InFamous out towards B. But at the moment, this is ExAequo just dominating the pace.
And they're completely hitting the shots that they need to as well. If you think about it, I mean, they are just constantly picking them off left and right. You see InFamous side, just watch that right-hand side of the screen and see if ever all 5 of those names are lit up, if they ever are spawned in at the same time here. And I don't think I've seen that actually for a majority of this 2-cap here. But now, actually, B going to be capped over. We're going to have a tri-cap come in just for a few seconds. But we're looking at ExAequo to maybe come out of this with an 80-ticket lead.
Yeah, ExAequo looking very dominant here. They were the first ones to really dominate the pace. And it's paid off them really nicely. And right now you're seeing that in full effect. They're just making it hurt, and big lead for them.
I feel like they did something that most teams struggle with doing, is the fact of, they lost, they didn't have control of the pace in the beginning when we had the 2-1 hold for InFamous, but they flipped that around, and then they never let go of that control. And that's something that we never really see out of teams, because they have such a tough time doing it here. But as we're going to see, 79 tickets out of that first half here. They are one more half away from getting into the finals of the decider group.
Yeah, and that's the biggest lead we've seen to this point as well. Let's bear in mind, 79 tickets. It's the same as we saw on Dawnbreaker, actually in favor to InFamous on the first game. But, you can see it right there. Sayo and Blade, big kills coming through. And to be fair, as you mentioned...
Crema.
Yeah. As you mentioned, the thing I wanted to point out is that, as you said, it was the smart play with the engineer class. They were brave enough to pick it up. They were smart enough to realize what was going wrong with those players in that C build, in the building that complements the CB hold. They were willing to take the risk to let's remove that, to therefore give us a chance to take these guys away from here. Because there was a 2-1 against them, and it was B and C, and it was really hard to dominate and get back in that when they have that house. And they were willing to take a risk to go, okay, well, let's remove that building. I think that'll help us out here. And they run with it, and it worked. Now, we saw finally InFamous kind of doing the same thing with the doubles when they used the rocket launcher. I think it was Zuzu who picked it up in the end and took some of the cover down, but it was kind of a little bit too late.
Yep.
It's this back and forth. Either you take the initiative and you try and dominate from the very moment you can of realizing it, or you adapt a little bit later and hope the other team's not done it before you. So it's pretty much what you're down to. And please don't be smart enough. But, ExAequo were, and they certainly deserve it to this point. They're doing really nicely for themselves here.
I mean, considering they lost the first map and come out potentially winning the next 2, that's very tough to do, to be down 1 map, obviously, in this series with what's at stake here. Obviously, only one team out of these 3 will make it into the playoffs to join the other 6 here. And obviously, you've been working the entire season for it. You've been working, for ExAequo since the first season. I don't remember actually seeing InFamous around back then. You might be able to correct me if I'm wrong. But you've been working such a long time, and, well, you want to see it pay off somehow. And ExAequo has been a core team here within the ESL 1 series since the first season. But right now, swapping sides here, ExAequo over on the Chinese side, InFamous over on the US. And let's see what happens differently this time.
Yeah, we are seeing a big commitment from the Chinese side towards that B hold, get themselves in the building, leaving only 1 man to actually go out towards A. So, interesting start. B will be capped over, and actually it's looking good for them to actually pick this one up. And actually, we're already seeing Tony right in here with that balance. Gets the shot off. Perfect play. Takes down Probo and opens this one up, taking the site to hand. It does mean his teammates must cover him from these buildings, because InFamous, we know they like this position. They're going to take themselves up here and try and dominate from afar. But right now, ExAequo not really walking away with a huge advantage, but they're in a good spot to pick up a couple of sites.
Yes, they are here. And right now, it's a tri-cap coming in. Very well held by InFamous so far, but I want to know how long this is going to last here. Zuzu picked up a nice couple kills or 2.
No.
And we see, well, they shut down the push on the C. Probo has been taken out. Now there's only 1 or 2 men, Terror and Blade, trying to attack that A flag here. But this is the question. We can go to the overview real quick. Where are they going to set up? Where are they going to hold on to this? And, well, you just point out something very big. ExAequo, they are missing a man. Or a woman. Could be a woman, but probably a man.
The problem being is that, yes, they had a 79 ticket lead, but at no point is InFamous going to go, let's play fair and not actually try and take the advantage here. I think we all would. That's how it goes down. And this could pretty much screw ExAequo in this situation. They're trying to do what they can. They've picked up A and they're looking to maintain it. Well played to Terra for that one. But they don't have the manpower to be able to commit the other 3 to take over these buildings. And already InFamous are trying to make this one hurt. They're going to get right in their faces. They're going to try and negate that 79 ticket advantage. And with that storm rolling in, ExAequo, I got a feel for them. They have the advantage, and they might just lose this because their player dropped.
I think the player disconnecting was the storm rolling in for them, realizing, crap, we did so damn well that first half here, and if we're going to lose it because someone disconnected, well, we're not going to be happy with that. Yeah, very frustrating. Well, right now, let's see what they can do here. Obviously, they are pushing. They have been able to neutralize B. They aren't losing control of A at the same time. And right now, this is to test the real steel of a team. Like, can you come back from this? Can you hold on? Can you maintain long enough to get that 5th man back in and then turn things around?
I hope so for their sake. I really do. It breaks my heart to see it because they fought so hard. You know, and ExAequo, if they lose out on this now, I don't know what I'd think. But ExAequo are trying to do what they can here. They're trying to pull themselves together. And you've been seeing them constantly working on A. They've had to put so many people out there, though, that they only have 2 left to set up for a B push. It's very upsetting to see.
I want to say ExAequo is doing pretty damn well because
they are doing very well.
InFamouS can't penetrate to get that A flag, and typically when you see 5-on-4, you're going to see the tri-cap coming in. And ExAequo are holding on. Like, they are doing a fantastic job. I'm going to look at kills real quick overall between both these two teams. It's currently 11-17. So, obviously skewed in InFamouS' favor, but it could be a lot worse. And well, right now, as long as they can hold on, there is still always the possibility. I mean, 79 tickets, like, that is a huge lead here. And they obviously can take InFamouS down, but well, right now they have a random respawn coming in. It looks like Terror is going to be the man to come in from that backside, and it looks like he will be able to get control of C here, and he has to get it done quickly. Oh, actually, look where InFamouS are on the overview. Look at this. This is if they could have kept C, they would have had a free cap on B as well.
Yeah, but this is a triple cap. It's this is really hard to cast because I actually feel very bad for ExAequo. These guys are struggling now, and they're fighting so hard. You can see it in what they're doing here, but it's to little to no avail as they're trying. Look at this. They're still picking up B. They're still challenging out on C, but they don't have the support of that extra man. And 136-70. I don't see them doing this. They've taken as much time as possible to get that last man back in. Hopefully he can rejoin soon, but the way it's looking, it's almost too little too late. They're down to only 67 tickets to 135. They'll be basically starting afresh if the player does rejoin them. They'll be back on even pegging fields pretty much, and it's another triple cap coming for InFamouS, and I can't blame InFamouS. You can't blame InFamouS in this. No. Everyone would do this. Everyone would play to the advantage, but no one likes seeing it after ExAequo turn it around after having the disadvantage against them on every single half.
That's very true. And the thing is, it's not like it feels good either winning like that. You mean you want to win a really good competitive game between these two teams, and right now I'm wondering the morale of the team for ExAequo, because you go into this like, guys, we had this. If you just did this if you did something differently, maybe if you had a better internet provider or whatever it was, whatever the problem is, they probably could have came out with this victory here, or potentially had a good chance for it. But InFamouS, they're trying to hammer this one home. And they actually do have a 2-cap against them by ExAequo with that 4 men. But they're looking to turn things around here. Zoran, he's going to fight. He's going to try to hold on to this one. He will attack from the backside. Will pick up the kill. And he is looking good here. Will eventually be taken down. But he's fighting back here. He's trying to be that beacon for his team. And that 5th man still has yet to reconnect.
They're still trying. They're fighting so hard to stay in this. And they're constantly playing the smart role. They're getting out towards A when they know it's weak. They're leaving a couple to defend C when they know that's going to be the counter push. And right now, Zuzu is making his way forward. Blade's gone down. Zordon trying to hold on, picks up Zuzu, but he can't get away fast enough. A is ExAequo's, but C will be stripped away so quickly. 120 tickets is still in the pocket of InFamouS. Only 42 for ExAequo. And the nades are coming in. These shots are landing, but they just don't have that extra man to be their pivoting point. Blade now having to pick up that role, getting in towards B, takes down Zuzu, prones down, desperately trying to get these sights, but he's got 2 players taking him on, and he might have had support there before, but he doesn't now. 37 tickets left, and it's taking time for InFamouS. They're not making it easy for them. And beautiful work from Zordon, holding them up, desperately trying to hold them in place, doing everything possible at this point, but as I said, 34 tickets, it's not a lot to work with.
It is not here, and that 5th man, fortunately, he hasn't come back here. And I mean, I guess we could talk about how it's disappointing for ExAequo, but I want to talk about the positives. I want to talk about just they're fighting with a lot of spirit. They're fighting with a lot of heart right now, and you can tell. I mean, like you even mentioned before, they're constantly fighting this out here. They're trying to hold on with their dear life. Probo picking up quite a few kills, trying to show his team that, guys, we can still potentially have the chance. So obviously, even if they do lose on this one, they will drop to play against Isuba and still have a chance to get into the grand finals for this one. But right now, sit on 22 tickets, losing control of C here. Looks like that might be the final nail in the coffin, but Sail's back.
Their 5th back.
If they can come back from this,
I would eat my hat if they can come back from this, but we'll see. 79 tickets.
Is that a thing?
It's a promise. I'll eat Tim's hat, I'll producer's hat. They're trying, so let's see what they can do here. Dear God, if they do this. Jesus Christ.
But be neutralized. C can be neutralized maybe in a second, too. If he wins out in the 1v1. All right, he's getting control of C. I hope you're getting a little bit scared here, Pansy, because remember, it's 79. 113 down to 79. That's like 30 tickets. And they could potentially do this if they can pull it back. They get control of C. They have the 2-1. They need to stay alive here. They need to not lose any more men. They need to gain control of B, at least maintain it here, and they're trying.
They really are trying. Like, I am genuinely nervous. Blade coming in, taking down Kremer. They still leaving B neutralized is not going to help. Tim, put your hat back on. 5 tickets left, and Zordon is in these buildings. 108 to 5 tickets. He's going to be moving in towards B, but Heist is on the side, but he takes him down. Zordon and Terra doing the job here. 3 tickets left, 2 sides up for grabs, and they've actually got someone out towards A as well. They could just about turn this, but I don't think they've got enough tickets left to do it with. Down to 2, 3 players standing, kills coming in, and 2 to a neutral site. C is up in the air. It's been 1 over. Eventually, the kills might be enough. Surely, ExAequo are maintaining a 2-1 at the moment. They have 4 players up. Oh, make it 2. Those nades might have just won it for InFamouS. Zuzu's nade taking down 2 of the players. They've lost out on A. 79 is not far away from 98, but 1 ticket is not a lot to work with. There is the 2-1. And I will not have to be in the hat anytime soon. But InFamouS, in the end, they did pull through. Sadly for ExAequo, they're going to have to go down and fight their way back up.
I was really looking forward to eating a hat right there.
I was getting so nervous.
I was worried about how you're going to do it.
I was getting really damn nervous.
You know, if ExAequo had their 5th man, as you saw right there, that little bit of extra energy they had at the end.
You saw them almost turning it around.
Yeah.
Like, they were desperately trying to hold off a triple cap or an extended 2-1 as best they could with only 4 players. And they did really respectably well in it. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see in the end what happens. I don't know. It's down to them to try and pick themselves back up here. So we'll see.
Can we do one thing though, real quick, before we do go to a break here? Tim, can you actually throw your hat on a camera here? Just to
No.
No. Okay, apparently getting shut down by.
We're going to go
people.
to a break, I think.
All right, so hopefully I can do this one correctly. So guys, we're going to go to break here, but when we come back, it's going to be ExAequo, hopefully with 5 men this time, going up against ExAequo to see who will play now against InFamouS in the final spot here for the playoffs.